Never mind. Yeah, Morgan's just pulling out random items now. Like she's got a camera, a comb, and what else are we gonna review today? A toothbrush. Yeah. Okay. We've received many requests to review the PanDigital Novel Color e-reader, and we almost always do what you tell us to do. So.
Except for that one time.
Oh yeah.
Now this is.
E-readers just got a whole lot more colorful now that the PanDigital Novel is out. With a 7-inch full-color touchscreen and the Android operating system, the Novel is as easy to use as it is pretty. And since it has built-in Wi-Fi, you can download over 1 million titles using Barnes & Noble's e-bookstore, surf the web, and check your email. So start reading in color for $170.
All right, well, this is one of actually the few color e-readers out there that is not going to cost a small fortune.
No.
They've obviously taken a couple design cues from the iPad. There aren't, you know, it's not button-oriented. It's definitely touchscreen oriented, and by touchscreen I mean.
You mean tap screen with a stylus or your fingernail, because that's what you have to use to do stuff
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
No, of course.
Right now we're just looking at it. It's, no,
I was mocking it right
nice.
now, but what is that? Is that a loading bar? Yeah.
That would be loading.
Yeah.
It loads a lot.
Mom, can you buffer a story for me before we go to bed tonight?
I think it only goes into horizontal one way, so we have to find. Maybe, there we go. Yeah, boo.
All right, review over. Let's move on with the show. Now, first of all, aesthetically, like when I was handed it, I thought, okay, this isn't going to be the most expensive device in the world. It does feel a little on the cheap side. With that said, you know, it's pretty nice. They minimize the amount of buttons that you need. You do have a volume rocker. Aesthetically, there's nothing egregious or out of the way on it, so it's pretty solid design. It's not super heavy. Something about like, reading for a long time on the iPad, you will get tired holding it up. And you will be waiting for your book to read for a long time, so that's okay. You need to be comfortable with it. It has a 7-inch color LCD. That screen is an inch bigger than the Nook, so you have some real estate to play with. 800 by 600 resolution, is sharp enough to read small type comfortably. You have 2 gigs of built-in storage and an SD card slot, so you can slap some movies or photos on there and wait for those as well, I guess. And the Novel actually runs the Android OS, which is an OS near and dear to my own heart, but has a custom interface. How do you think the navigation experience is? I find it actually a little bit... Run implies that it does something quickly, so let's not say that it runs the OS. Let's say it just sort of gingerly loafs the Android OS. It gets there eventually. Yeah, exactly. It's not so good. Like, the interface is well laid out, and it does look nice. We'll give it that. The home screen that you can see right here has a small little bookstore area at the top where you can purchase ebooks from barnesandnoble.com. Along the bottom, there's built-in multimedia apps. The problem that you can see right there, the resistive touchscreen is just not as responsive as we would like. PanDigital recommends you either use your fingernail, which comes included, or the built-in stylus. So that, coupled with a less than snappy processor, had us tapping multiple times to get the PanDigital to do anything we wanted. And so we're not necessarily fans of that. It's kind of frustrating when you're trying to turn the page of your book. Yes, you can't just tap to turn the page. You have to swipe across the entire device. And then you swipe again because the first time it didn't work. Yeah. And then it turns 2 pages eventually. Yeah, okay. It happens, yeah. By definition, it's actually an e-reader. It also has a handful of built-in apps. How are dare I ask, well, how the apps work? Not especially bad. It's a train wreck, but it doesn't catch on fire. The apps include a functional web browser. It does actually work. There's a calendar app, an email reader. The photo viewer and music and video player, they actually function as advertised. Again, don't expect an iPad-like experience. For real. There's a built-in speaker that's just okay. You'll probably want to use headphones, which it does support. Yep. To purchase books, you do need to set up a Barnes & Noble account after that. You can download books directly to the reader over Wi-Fi, and so there's no need to sync to actually, or to tether to sync your books, which is kind of cool. It has Wi-Fi,
except that I've had that on my Kindle for years now. But
it's on this thing.
But it's the home screen's in color. Woo!
It isn't.
But books are in black and white anyways. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Well, there are some, hentai in color. If you want to get some certain PDFs in color, you can throw it on there. You have a point. Thank you. All right. So, could you see yourself actually reading an entire book on this bad boy? No. The answer is no. Again, you turn pages by swiping across the screen. There's no tap to turn. It has all the obligatory e-reader options like night reading mode. There's a highlight function, built-in dictionary and font size. If this thing were
twice as fast and maybe half the price, I would say absolutely. I mean, it even supports both EPUB files and PDFs, so we want to like it. It just makes it really hard to do that with a stylus in slow motion.
Okay, so the PanDigital Novel is coming out of the gate with a $170 price tag, which is more than the Kindle.
Yeah,
so what are we rating this?
Again, that's the important part here. At that price, we just can't really recommend it. If it were $69.99, $99.99, maybe you could.
Or they gave you $20. And they for you to take it home,
$20 and an apology.
Get a great score.
At $170 with everything we've said, it's honestly a 2 out of 5. If you absolutely must be able to read full color PDFs on a portable screen and you don't want to spring for the iPad, then this might fit your needs. For everybody else, it's a gag gift.
Yes. Save your pennies for an iPad.
I mean, if you really hate somebody come Christmas time, put that in their stocking.
All right, well, that is it for Gadget Prawn. Remember, for even more of the latest news on computers and tech, check out g4tv.com/thefeed.